But, hello everyone, this is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Amazing Plastic Across the Pond Hangout. Today we have joining us scale modelers of shapes and sizes, interests and genres, and all that stuff. Who like to share their tips and tricks with one another and enjoy one another's scale modeling achievements. And I also have to say I am still wearing underwear. It's been asked. It's been asked by my fans as whether or not I'm still wearing underwear. Unfortunately, yes. There was no show here tonight about that. Anyway, joining us today, we have Heath. How you doing, Heath?
Hello, my friends. How are we?
Hello, Heath.
We are fine.
Well, good.
Ever since you've gotten the microphone, you're becoming a regular Bob Morrow. Bob Morrow, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's very nice to be here. The land down under appreciates all things. I can continue to go like this all night if you want me to, but I'm not going to.
If you all recall, last time we came together to do the Across the Pond 2 weeks ago, he was on Red Bull, and he's just on coffee right now, so...
Not so buzzy now.
we had to do a downgrade here. Anyway, what are you doing with your scale modeling fun there, mister?
Oh, actually, I've had no time today to do any modeling. I have been busy in the garden.
Oh, nice.
I've been doing the lawns.
Yes, it's
not my fault. Yeah, that's the default. But I haven't really done anything much, to be honest. I've just been. The only thing I can say, the only thing I did do was take. I should have taken a photo of it. I got all my models out. Holy crap! I've got going from big to small. Oh god, I've got about 20 or 30 kits.
Oh wow!
And that's just not starships. That's racing cars, planes. Oh, it's just. I've given myself a rule. I am not going to buy any more model kits until at least I've finished a plane, a car, and a starship.
Isn't it interesting that we multiply our purchases by a factor of 3? So every time we build one, we buy 3 to replace
Well, I'll tell you this much. I've got 2 kits.
Oh no, okay.
I've got 2 kits of the Lotus 99T. I've got an original one and a repop. Then I've got 2 McLarens. One's the MP44 and the other one's the MP456, 5B. And then I got a Ferrari, and then I got a Williams FW13 and an FW22. My planes, I've got 2 Spitfires, F-16, a Boeing 737. I've also got a Super Hornet. Bike-wise, I've got 3 500cc motorbike. Actually, I've got 4. One's 3 125th scale. One is, let me see what this one is. This one's a 112.
Yeah,
this is the one you want to see me build, Jack. That's the one you want to see me build.
Yes.
Plus, well, this I do have one that's not mine. This is my daughter's. This is my daughter's.
Yesterday's Enterprise, yes.
Yes, and I asked her what she wants on it. She goes, oh, just leave it white. I'm going, do you know how much trouble I would get into if I just left it white? Yes, I don't care. Just do the Bassett ram scoots and the warp engines.
To me, the kit is blue, like a slate blue. Yours is white.
It's white and blue. It's like the sea is like the sea is like. Oh, geez, let me see. Well, see, this is the one that comes with the damage.
You got a damaged kit?
No. The damaged decals. The damaged decals.
Okay, damaged decals. Okay.
What's your language?
What's your language? English. What's yours? The same.
Okay, Keith. Thanks for the share.
Jeez, I think I got Red Bull in my coffee.
It's probably. Anyway, how you doing, James?
I'm doing fine there, Jack.
And what are you doing these days?
Okay, I've been playing with my vacuum form machine.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
And
Keep it clean, boys.
got a couple of copies for my canopy. They've got to cut out yet.
You're a little frozen.
Ladies and gentlemen, James has gone
This
black.
one's still got the plug in it. I got it sucked the plastic underneath the plug, so I got to cut it out to get the plug out.
I can't see you, James, for some reason.
I can't see you either.
You've
Well,
got
I'm having a bit of trouble.
on my screen, James.
Yeah.
It just starts. I can't see you. Oh, there you are.
Oh, there he is.
Ah,
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, nice.
Ah, that's his canopy.
Yeah. It's still got a plug inside. I got to cut this one out because the plastic got sucked underneath the plug. So I've got 3. I'll just show this one again.
Now, is this number 2 or number 3?
Actually, this is 3. This is actually 3 and 4.
Guys?
James. Did you say you made that, James?
Yeah. Yes, I created the plug for the canopy, and then molded these with my vacuum form machine.
You ought to go into making those Death Star trench tiles. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you can make all sorts of things with it.
So
Now,
tell us about the process that you used for that.
Okay, I should have a video up for the end of the week, but basically what you do is the plastic, you make a plug. In this case, what I did was I built the paper equivalent for the canopy, and then cast it with casting plaster. And then it sits down on your vacuum form machine.
Well, where do you heat your acrylic for your vacuum form?
Oh, I put it in the oven.
You put it in the oven. At what temperature?
Oh, about 350.
Yeah, just like baking cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make cookies and you can toss them.
It takes about 15-20 seconds to heat up the plastic.
Let it brown and then turn it over.
And then you just pick it up, and put it over, and put it on. Make sure your vacuum's on, and put it on top of the machine. That just sucks it right down.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool looking process.
Yeah.
And it shapes into what you put on.
Oh, you just see it just go. Boom.
Yeah.
Like you see it just sucks it right down in.
Have you found a difference between a clear acrylic and say a white one, like an opaque one?
It would. You could use opaque acrylic. It should respond exactly the same way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just thought that maybe the opaque one would be a little more rigid and forming.
No, I don't think so. I think if you get the thermal styrene in the opaque, it's going to react exactly the same way.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's something that you got to really put together a lot of stuff. You can make your own vacuum form table, pretty much any size, and you can even use a shop vac for the suction, not even a regular vacuum cleaner. But,
a regular vacuum cleaner works fine, especially with the small ones.
Right.
Like I bought mine because by the time I figured out the cost of the wood and the materials, it was cheaper to buy it built than it was to build it.
Oh yeah, and you're talking about what, a 6x6, 12x12 type.
A 6x6 vacuum form machine.
Yeah, in inches. Yeah, that's what would be about 30, 40 centimeters.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
So thanks, James. And how you doing, Jamie? You're still working on that 350 Enterprise? You look like you're not in a rubber room anymore.
No, I've tidied up, Jack. It's a bit, it's a bit neater now. Yeah, it must have took me about half a day to get rid of all the crap.
Yeah.
The hangar bay is now wired up and complete. It's ready for putting away now for installing. I hope you can see this. Just
Yep.
there you go.
Oh, nice.
That all lights up and everything. It's all wired and.
I still say that looks absolutely beautiful.
And I decided to take a short break and went back to. Remember that Stingray I was working on?
Uh-huh.
You remember
Yes.
I broke the bottom and then fixed it?
Ah, yes.
Well, I'm just about to do the finishing touches. Would you like to, this is the first, this is because I've not even posted the pictures. So you're in for a first week here, guys.
Live now on Amazing Plastics.
Ooh. Ooh, nice.
Now
Let me
that.
see. Let me see. Not
Nice.
bad for a ham-fisted goon.
That is the most diabolical paint job you've ever had to do.
That's
That
sweet.
paint job is actually really nice.
You like
That's a
it?
great paint job.
Very good.
I'd have done it in vinyl.
You know, it's honestly, Jamie, I haven't seen many of your finished finished builds.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting high on my list as somebody to really enjoy looking at your models. You know.
Have you not seen the ones of me TOS?
What?
Me TOS Enterprise?
I was saying, I don't want to watch your toss. I'm sorry.
No, have you not seen the ones of the TOS Enterprise, Jack?
Came in and I'm all frozen.
I think he froze up. Did he?
Is Jack froze up?
Is anybody out there? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you, Jack?
yeah.
I was saying, Jack, have you seen the ones of me TOS Enterprise?
What's that?
Have you seen the ones of the TOS Enterprise?
No. I'll just have to go onto your page. That's all.
Yeah. They're all on there, so...
Yeah, I'll just have to go onto your page. That's
Yeah,
it.
the
I
pictures
can't
on
hear.
there of that.
What's that?
Yeah, the most of the ones, I haven't got all of them on because a lot of them I've done and they've moved on to people. People have say, "Oh, can you sell me that?" And I'm going, "Well, I mean, I need a bit of space." Yeah, maybe I might. It's like the TOS Enterprise went to Germany.
Uh,
The guy in Germany had that, and but I've got another one, so I'm going to build that. Yeah, I mean, like I said though, Jack, I've been doing it like over 20 years now.
wow. Okay.
I don't have problems in the building and the painting because I've now moved into the lighting side of things. I'm like a complete. I'm from one end of the scale to the next. Because when you build a model, I find that when you're doing a straight build, no lights. To me, it's like somebody who knows about engines of a car. You know what paints to use. You know how the tape goes. You just learn things over the years, and then you go. It's like a mechanic with his engine. He might break something, and he learns what he's done wrong, and he fixes it. It's the same with models. How many models over the years have you sort of thrown in the bin because you've made a major mistake, and then you've had to learn.
How many models have I done in just a year? And you folks, some of you folks know what that is.
Yeah.
Do I need to use both of my hands for that?
My favorite mess up is putting a almost finished model kit in front of a heater. So that was the best. That was the best. Now, you
Oh no! Was that? Hang on. Was that the D7 or the Katanga?
that I melted? No, that was the 1000 scale Enterprise.
Yeah.
I melted that.
Oh yeah.
I could have probably thrown it onto a vacuum form, come to think of it. Anyway, Jamie, yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen many of your things, and, the community's gotten so big that,
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly just experience. I mean, the thing that I like.
Sometimes really hard to keep up on.
The thing I like at the moment.
There's 1,350
I was saying, Jack, the thing I like at the moment is
people signed up,
we've got
and
a
I
lot
said,
of up and coming young people coming into the modelling community because of the internet. Yeah.
Well, thank God for that.
It used to be a case of, you know, your dad builds models, learn from your dad, basically, or you like the kit and decide to have a go yourself. And the thing I like is the fact that you well up a lot of experience about building models, as in you know, painting, building, gluing, and it's nice to actually sit there and you know, I had a young guy, he was only about 14 or 15, and he apparently watched one of these, your Hangouts, Jack, and he'd seen me on there, and he's from England, and he sent me an email through Google. He said he wanted to talk to me, and he was just starting out in the modelling. He wanted to know little tips and tricks, and I think it's great that, you know, we amass all this knowledge, and you can sort of go, well, you do it like this, you know, a lot of pain you can go without.
"All right."
Well, my daughter took an interest in modelling because of this show and because of my show on the monthly, and she hasn't built anything yet, but Phil sent her the Enterprise, and Kate, my daughter, and I are going to build that together. So I'll be doing mainly the painting and the putting together, but I'll be teaching her how to do the decals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she's only 7, You know?
I'd just like to say though, Jack, I mean, for anybody who's watching this episode, is amazing. Did any of you guys see that when I first started the Stingray? Do you remember I sort of mentioned that my partner stood on the base of the Stingray, and it was sort of cracked and broken? Did any of you see that?
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember it?
I remember.
That turns into that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just basically, you know, the years of experience you have in building models.
Oh, sure.
I mean, normal people would say, oh, God, it's broke, put it in the bin. But you learn different tricks about sanding, filling, and, you know, putting different things into men's stuff. And it's just great. This is why I love this community.
Right.
The other thing is you go from a lone geek to seeing many modelling geeks, which is great fun. But that's what I've been doing, Jack, and I'll be going back onto the 1350 very shortly.
Speaking of one of the most interesting of the modeling geeks on the community, it's Ken. How you doing, Ken?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you. If nobody knows or just doesn't pay attention to the community, Ken kit bashes and he does scratch builds, and I don't think he's ever built a kit out of the box.
I did years ago.
But your scratch builds look like they are out of a box. So, what are you working on?
Putting them in boxes.
Right now, I'm working on this one here for Larson Design. It's the cockpit of the Ego from Space 1999.
Oh, wow.
And that's a scratch build?
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be a kit. He's going to turn into a kit. I got a lot of tape together there, and I'll just show you about this. All comes brought in pieces.
My Lord!
I got to do the chair. There's a couple of chairs there now for the seats that goes there.
Yeah,
and a few more odds and ends. I got the.
What is that? Half scale?
I'm not sure. I got the little TV screens lift hollow so they can put a light in them so they can light them up.
Yeah.
Little TV screens there. I'll see if in the back they see them.
Yeah.
Well, Lou has a good point. What scale is that?
I think Chris said it might be a 1/9.
1/9. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ken, you are a monster.
I think he's going to get.
Incredible.
I think he's going to get someone to make a pilot too to go in there.
Nice. That is, you know.
If you shrunk that down just a little bit, it would be the scale of Scott Alexander's 2001 kits.
Oh.
You could use his 2001 astronauts.
I did a one for Chris Larson from 2001. I did the corridor scene where the astronaut's walking up the corridor.
Right.
You got that one turned into a kit that comes with the astronaut thing.
Nice. Do you guys
And also-
see what I was reading this week on RPF about them finding the original Ares? The original Ares from 2001, the big ball. Somebody found that.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Somebody
yes,
found
yes.
that prop.
Okay.
Supposedly destroyed, but turned up.
Boy, that was a segue. Hi, Lou.
Oh,
Ken.
We'll just segue in the loop.
I didn't think.
Ken,
I'm sorry, I don't want to step on Ken if he wasn't done. I was just I was just bringing up something I had read this week.
So I did this one here.
Oh, I know. Well,
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's Flash Gordon, isn't it?
no,
No.
Explorers.
Explorers, the garbage
Oh.
garbage scan ship. God.
Yeah, I got the Randy Cooper version of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it
Take
almost had,
fiddlers of this setup.
it had a Flash Gordon feel to me. So, you know, that's another sci-fi. Nothing's more classic like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. So, that's a,
I did this one here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Can't believe you scratch built that.
and that is
It's mostly kit parts. It's from the TV series UFO. It's from the episode Close Up, where the satellite follows the UFO back to its home planet.
amazing.
I don't have it really finished. I got a couple more things to add to it.
Wow.
I think Ken, I think I might come to you for something, Ken. No, seriously, I'm thinking about doing. I've got those 3 TIE fighters 172, and I've got the X-wing. I was thinking of doing the trench thing, the scene, just a trench, the thing go down the tubes.
I did that. It's on the. I got pictures on the site there somewhere of it.
Yeah.
I done a 4 foot one. I done I done it in sections, in tall sections. Done different parts together.
I was after something about 30 inches long by about 12 inches high by 12 inches wide of the trench.
Mm-hmm.
So
Isn't that what you're doing, Jack? Aren't you doing the trench one as a diorama?
Oh yeah, I'm actually thinking of starting to put those pieces together starting today.
I was just
But yeah, Ken is giving us one more reason to visit Newfoundland. So, of all the many things that there are to visit the place. Just kidding. How you doing, Bob?
Fine, how are you this morning?
I am fine. It's a little early for you, about 7:15 in the morning right now for you.
Yeah.
How are things in now, I keep mixing it up. I get you confused with someone else. Missouri, right?
Yep.
Okay, because I think Missouri, Illinois, to me, they're all those Midwestern states are all the same to me.
They're only about 100 feet apart.
Right. What's happened on your bench?
Well, we had a couple of completions this week.
Oh, nice.
We finished our 132nd scale Corsair.
Wow. 32nd. That's a pretty big scale.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we actually had sunshine, so I got the pictures outside for me.
Yeah, that really helps.
What a beautiful paint
job. Now, speaking of the paint job, you got some subtle transition between the underside and the top side. Is that airbrush?
Yeah, it's airbrush. It's a classic 3-color camo for the Corsair. You got the dark blue on the top, and then the light blue, and then the white on the bottom.
It's not just
You know why they painted it white?
So you couldn't, so it looked like the clouds on the bottom.
Right. So when you're looking up, it
That's
looks
right.
sky.
One
Nice.
thing,
Yep, that's right.
here that you can see here before I painted.
Oh my God!
After I masked the canopy off, the first coat I painted was the interior color on the outside of the glass. So now from inside the canopy here, It all matches up.
Thinking. Smart thinking.
Wow.
And
That is beautiful.
then also this week, let's start back up. We finished our 144 scale. EC3.
Eastern Airlines. I remember them.
That's
That's
small.
how old I am.
That's a small little fry.
It's a DC 2 or 1?
3.
3.
EC3.
It's
104.
the Dakota.
Bob, does that say Bob on the front?
There is. Mixed in with my other 144 scale.
Oh, wow.
Bob, did you put Bob on the front of that DC3?
No. No, it supposed to have
It looks like
Eastern
it says
Airlines.
Bob on it.
It says Bob.
On the screen share.
808, yes. It's
No,
808
it says
with Bob.
It's Bob.
808, yeah.
It's
have
Bob.
an
You
Eastern
can say
Airlines.
it's 808 all you want.
But it's wrong.
It's
So, it's Bob's plane. There you go.
There you go.
So that's what I finished. That 2 project I finished this week.
Awesome.
I'm getting ready to start the Viper.
Awesome. And is
Oh.
that going to be a static build or electric one?
What's on that in the Viper?
Yes.
It's gonna have lighting in it.
It's going to be a lighting one. Good. Good. Yeah. Excellent. Wow. Amazing, guys. And speaking of amazing, hi, how you doing, Lou?
I'm doing good. I'm awake this morning, which is wonderful. And I'm transitioning back from figures back to ships. I finished Catwoman and Igor last week, and I'm starting to get back into ships. And the only way I can think of to make the transition is to make a ship that is a figure. So this is what I'm working on now. It's a
Wow.
pet project of mine. It's an idea I've had for quite a while. It is the Enterprise as a Transformer. And
Okay.
hacking
You
up.
guys are the biggest nerds I've ever encountered, I'll tell you.
And proud of it.
That's a new one.
Why not?
But it's fun because it's hacking into plastic and it's sculpting as I go and it's scratch building at its finest. And then I'll get back into serious ships after that.
Right,
What
very
was the name from today? The Enterprise.
I'm sorry, what?
Damn it, the hell.
The name from the other day was it the Enterprise?
Yes, the Optiprise.
Optiprise. That's what it was.
Sorry, I keep being dropped out. Well, I keep losing the connection.
Yeah,
It's
anytime somebody pops out and pops back in again, everything freezes and almost looks like my computer's going to shut down.
yeah, same here.
Anyhow, any masks you're doing? Any dummies? Any dummy masks you're doing?
Just finished. Well, since the last time I think I mentioned, I just finished the Interstellar Ranger, and this weekend I am swearing to get back to this, which is the Colonial One masks.
Oh, is that a kit already?
What's that?
Is that a kit already?
It's almost a kit. Last I heard, it had left China but hadn't reached the States yet, so it should be showing up on the store shelves. Oh, hopefully in the next month or two.
Oh, okay.
Is that the Colonial One from your
Movies, yeah.
reimagining? Or
Yeah. No, it's from the remake.
Well, Colonial One, I don't think existed in the original series.
No, it was. They didn't really have that setup in the classic series.
Right. I think Adama became the premier by de facto. I mean,
They had a new. They did have a new. What did they call it? Council of 12.
Oh, yes.
Quorum.
Quorum. That's it.
Quorum of the 12.
Quorum of 12.
Yeah, because they did. Ray Milland was on it, and a few other. I mean, they tried reestablishing their government, but they never really got that far into the politics of the show. That wasn't
And
what
that's
that
how
show.
far into politics scale modelers get too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we're the quorum of 2.
I don't know who my state representative is, but I can tell you who the quorum of the 12 was made of.
Again,
I don't think I want to know.
I can tell you who the president of the federation was, but I couldn't tell you.
Right. Right. So is that it?
That's enough.
Oh, okay. Well, I think this past couple of weeks, last week, I did not, believe it or not, I did not want to put glue to plastic because I just had no patience for whatever reason. So I went back to getting this done. I posted pictures on the community.
So pretty.
And I've gotten like a very, very good response from it. I think it's a little too dirty. What do you guys think?
The Falcon can't be too dirty.
Star Wars.
It's a piece of junk. It's a piece of junk.
So this is the fine molds 144 scale, and when I got it done and posted the pictures on the community, I kind of felt bad about it because it almost begs to be lit. There was somebody in the community about almost a year ago who did this to this kid, who lit it in a fashion with it landed. And, well, I want to do mine as part of a diorama of Mos Eisley's, and since that was the first movie, I don't think they lit the underside of the ship. So
Right.
I think the only way I can get on is just saying that. But yeah, I want to start building dioramas, a couple. I'm embarking on a year of Star Wars. Put aside all the starships and the cars that I've been building, just do Star Wars, because I'm really, really excited with the new movies coming out. And every time Star Wars comes up, I think about my childhood, actually. And it's such a cool feeling when seeing the trailers or just seeing, maybe interviews of the old past and of course Harrison Ford crashing airplanes and stuff like that. So I'm going to do some Star Wars and of course I'm going to do the Mercury 9 too as a break, believe it or not, a rocket ship to take a break from it. But yeah, I'm going to do the trench scene with fine molds. And fine mold kits are right there, all stacked up right there.
Very good.
So,
be a weatherman.
Yeah, it's like I said.
Huh?
Very good. You should be a weatherman. You're good with the.
Right. I just know my background that good.
There is a cold front coming from the south.
Come back here, and it's gonna whoosh right in, and it's gonna go like.
Yeah. So I part of the inspiration I got from Bob.
From the north.
Part of the inspiration I have is of the trench scene is Bob. Bob built a portion of that too as a diorama not too long ago. So thanks, Bob, for being so, I don't know, inspirational.
Yeah, well, I still see
the way you built
black
it, actually.
747 sitting back here too.
Right. Well, yeah, I never got the space shuttle in the 747 done. I kind of petered out. I don't know. But, yeah, you gave me some ideas for building the trench and how to do it. So, yeah, I'm really looking at today. Maybe I'll just go ahead and start working with some stuff and see what I can come up with. Because I would at least know what I'm going to be doing once I build these models.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Yeah, but,
Stupid Google.
That's
all I have.
I don't know about that.
Flaming Google SOBs. God.
Looks like he has gas in that picture, doesn't he?
Well, I do have something Star Wars related, but I don't know if it's model related. I got this today. It's a Empire Strikes Back film cell. And we seem to have lost Jack's back. But this is a genuine film cell. And there's the certificate of authenticity.
Yeah. Heath, can I tell you something?
What's that?
In one of my younger misspent youth, I was a projectionist at a small 3-screen theater. I've got many.
Oh yes.
I've got many cells, film cells from Empire.
Oh well, this is.
That came through. It's.
Well, but this one's just my first one, and
What's
it's
it up? What's the scene?
Han and Leia and the Falcon.
Is that the "My Hands Are Dirty" scene?
No. It's the bit where they first filled the asteroid rock.
Uh huh.
And I think it's the scene where he's about to leave the Falcon. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Haven't got time for anything else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't my hands are dirty scene. Where she's
No. They're in the cockpit. They're in the cockpit.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the
That's
it's the Minoc.
gonna be wrong one of these days. I might be here to see it.
Well, you still want to be when I made a mistake. Well, this could be it, sweetheart.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry guys, but I think Google is messing with us today. I don't know. The connection seems to be a bad one right now.
3 times already in the past 10 minutes I've been. Look at my eye twitching. I'm gonna need some serious psychology.
How many of you guys are actually airbrush?
Yes.
Okay, I've got some info you might be interested in. Like you, a lot of your stuff comes from the USA. This comes from the UK. Now, I use the Eclipse, the Ayahuasca Eclipse. I also use the airbrush that he did the Enterprise with. But I decided to. I wanted an airbrush that did like finer work. I know you can put a valve on the Eclipse, but it's more of a workhorse for me. And I wanted to just find a brush that was like handy for doing very fine or very broad, with not paying out like the £100 odd like the Ayahuasca cost me. So I went, as you do, eBay evil. I went hunting around for these, the cheap airbrushes, okay? And I came across this store called Bart's Store, and he was selling Bart's Store, it's called, on eBay. Now, he was selling a brush from Verda. It's the WD 180, right? Now, this airbrush retails for £16. Okay. Now, it was. If I was to estimate what this brush was like, right, I'd put it on par with actual working with the air on it to the Eclipse. Yeah, and I actually sprayed the Stingray with this airbrush. That's how good it is, and it was that good. I thought, at that price, I'm going to go and get another one. So I got another one.
Nice.
But this is
Nice.
And this is retailing in the UK at £16. So if you're after an airbrush and you want one that's going to come highly recommended, because a lot of these Japanese brushes are rubbish. They last you about a month and then something breaks them or the seals go. But this brush, this one here, from this guy in Bart Shop, he gives you, he's that confident about this brush, he gives you a year's guarantee on it. So if anything breaks or goes wrong within a year, he will replace the part or whatever's broke on it. And I have had no problems with this brush whatsoever. The trigger action's smooth, the cup's well made, from the distance from the trigger to the finger. All the parts are excellent inside, and it's even got a valve to adjust the airflow. And for £16, you can't moan. So that's a bit of info for you there, lads. If you want a new airbrush, you want it pretty cheap.
Not bad at all.
And if anyone wants a 10% off discount code, just ask.
No, it's just the right thing.
Liam is coming in really clear for me. I can see every little pore on his face.
Oh no!
How you doing, Liam?
Hi, Liam.
Jack. Apologies for the late arrival. I forgot about the time change. You're 1 hour difference.
Okay. It's
And
okay.
I was-
Well, we did that last week, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, Liam, that would have worked last week. That doesn't work this week.
Well, I wasn't here last week. There was no hangout last week. No, it was just I am not used to the 1 o'clock start here. That I was elsewhere with my wife, and my phone kept saying, "Hang out, hang out." And I thought, oh shit! So I made a quick excuse. She said, "Okay, I'll go home for that, just for you."
So you're out with your wife, and you said, "Oh shit!" And your wife said, "Wait till we get home." Okay.
Yes.
No.
I agree with Mr. Shiner about the airbrush. I've got exactly the same one.
Did you get it? Did you?
You folks in the UK have all the fun with airbrushes. I'll tell you.
Does it work on American Air, or does it only work on the UK?
Mark and Air at the 120 volts.
It works on hot air, so it's fine.
Liam, did you get that airbrush? Did you?
We know how much thicker American Air is.
Lou, you hear what he said? He said it should work with the hot air.
Hot air,
I think that Americans have a lot of hot air. Yes.
Compared to Australians, though.
It is an excellent airbrush. It's surprising for the money. It's just an amazing airbrush. So
It is. Yeah.
Can you post something on the community about it? In other words, where you can get it or make a description of it.
There's kind of code as well, which says
I wrote down the model name, but I didn't get the manufacturer.
Okay.
It's Veda, V-E-D-A.
V-E-D-A. Thank you.
It's actually
Say it again for people at home.
it's the same Chinese factory that the iWaters are made in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Okay.
Apparently, that's what.
Back it up a little bit.
There's a
If I may say,
there's a 180 and there's a 186. The 186 is slightly more sort of options on it, but it's about £26 in comparison. But certainly, I would not spend the money on an iWater or a harder steam bake or whatever it might be, because of the. I'm more than happy with those.
I'll be honest with you, Liam. I mean, it's hard for me to admit this, but that brush that I've got, that Veda, I put it on par with the Eclipse.
The comparison that's made is if your paints aren't perfect, the more expensive airbrushes seem to jam and stick and clog up and so on. With that, you get away with that brush. And all the accessory parts are available too. They've got spare seals, spare needles. You can change the needle from a 0.2 to 0.4 to 0.5. So it does everything. Yeah.
I mean, you can actually buy the first one I got came in a complete kit with the needles and the you get one of these valves with it, the air regulator valves, and you get all types of good stuff with it. But if you just, because I've already got that and the needles, this one is just the second one is just the gun itself. It doesn't come with the extras. That's why it's a little bit cheaper. The actual proper big kit is £36. But you get everything with that. But this one is just a second gun, basically, which I'm going to put up for spare. Because I've got a feeling that once people start using these a lot, and they're finding how good these are, then the price will just going to go whoop.
It's a husband and wife team that run the company. It's sort of a sideline. Is it Tim? I can't remember his name now. Yeah, and great to deal with. You can phone them, any issues, and they're sorted out. So, and they do international deliveries as well.
Yeah,
so.
they do. What I'll do, lads, is I'll post a little thing about it, and I'll put the link on for the where you get them from.
And if anyone wants the discount code of this, message me directly, because I don't think they would like me to put it out on the net as such.
No.
No, I'm just looking online for them, and they seem to be about $40 US.
If you look for bartsharp.co.uk, B-A-R-T sharp.co.uk is their actual website. That's not eBay.
We all know how evil eBay is.
Oh, terrible. eBay.
Okay, moving along to some of our members' stuff that they posted on our community. We're gonna...
He means stuff as in model kits, people.
And see if... There we go. There we go.
Can't see anything except your face.
Oh yes, canned stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Explain yourself. What are these doodads in there? What are these?
Light bulb.
I don't know, it's just things I found around that they look something like the parts that's on the real ship, so I just stuck it on there.
I'm a big fan of the googly eyes.
Oh yeah, I put that on everything.
Look, even when it's all puttied up, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
Is that meant to be from Battlestar?
That's from Babylon 5.
Babylon 5, the Omega.
Is that the one where the central that turns, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it there so it can turn. Yeah, but it's not motorized, but you can still turn it around.
How big
It's not-
is that?
I think when it's finished, it'll be over 5 feet long.
God.
It's similar to the Sulaco from Aliens 2.
Well, the question I have for you, Ken, do you have stock in styrene? This is actually a very large amount of styrene that you're using here.
I buy my styrene in 4x8 sheets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is much cheaper that way.
That's
That's
4x8 feet. That's 4x8 feet.
I know, I'm joking.
Oh,
Are you building
sorry.
that for somebody, or is it just for yourself?
Pardon?
Are you building that for somebody, or is it just for yourself?
No, just myself.
Blimey. Where do you keep all these massive pieces?
Well, that's why I don't have it finished, because I got nowhere to put it. But I got a new shop out there now, so maybe later on the fall I'll be bringing all that stuff down to my new shop, and then I'll get into the finishing it all up. Eh?
Well, for all of those of you who know who George Carlin is, he said, in life you just accumulate stuff, and every time you get to a point, you buy a bigger house.
You got more stuff. You got a place for your stuff.
I must have been at least 3 or 4 different places for my models now since I've been at it. Getting bigger and bigger.
It's been a little bit of time, having had talked about, Wild House models. And Neil has got...
Jack? We've lost Jack.
It's gone black, Jack.
Yeah, we've lost Jack.
Yeah, we lost him.
Can you see it now?
No, can't see anything, Jack. You're black.
Yes, here we go. See it.
Yeah.
There we are.
The engineer.
I'm not gonna be.
I just the caption for this is "You're screwed, mate." I've looked at the manual. You're screwed, mate.
I don't think I can screen share today. And is my picture coming through now?
Yes.
All right, let me try it one more time.
We got good news and we got bad news.
The good news is it's working. The bad news is it's not working. Oh, no.
He's gone all together.
There we go.
There it goes, right?
Yeah.
This is his stasis pod that he's put out. And he's got some figures now. Good stuff, huh?
You're nicked, mate.
It is some kind of topic.
Manual says you're gonna die.
I particularly like this neat work.
Well, according to this manual, it says that you're going to die. Oh, well. Tough.
Don't touch that.
But you could have something like, I know you said we're going to put this date on hold.
So,
I thought you said we're going to have a drink on ice. Not put the person on ice.
no, I'm not going to screen share. It's not working today to screen share. So, sorry. Well, anyway, here we are all looking at each other.
Oh. Pardon me. Damn, finish my coffee. That's a rat. That's a rat!
This one's going to be my next project. It's from Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Going to turn that into a kit later on.
Cool.
Do you retail directly, Ken, or do you just do it through a dealer?
I just do it for a guy in the States, Larson Design,
Oh, of
and
course.
he mows it up and sells as kits.
Really?
And how many kits do you work on at a time usually?
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So you don't
He's
get
a
bored.
beast. As I said, he's a beast.
You don't get bored at one thing, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Luke,
I
Luke,
find if you have more than one thing going, you don't feel rushed to finish one thing, and you can let paint dry like it's supposed to, and move over to something else instead of rushing through to get to the next stage.
I
You've always
got
something
5
else
kits.
to work on.
I got 5 kits ready there now to go to Larson to do. I'm working
Ken,
on.
where did you get your Death Star from? Not Death Star, the one from the Motion which I've got coming, the one you were just about to show me. Where did you have that bigger kit from?
Which one was that?
The one from the last Starfighter.
The Last Starfighter.
Oh, you're talking to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Death Star.
Oh,
Jamie, it is Starship Modeler's kit.
It's a what kit?
Starship Modeler is who is making the kit. It was.
It's a 172 then, that one.
Yeah, I believe so. It was. I pulled out the instructions. Got the last page. It is a Starship Modeler kit, and it was patterned up by Blappy, Dave Gurton.
Yeah. That was the one I was trying to chase first, but you can't find that one. You're very lucky to have one of those.
Well, I saw it, it was on the shelf at Wonderfest, and I had to, and once I saw it completed, I had to get one. But there's this is what I want to show you. That's a part breakdown on it.
Look, yeah, it's very similar to the most Monsters in Motion one, but it's just bigger. That's the 172 version, but on that kit you've got there, you've actually got the Death Blossom with the open doors.
Right.
Well, the Monsters in Motion one doesn't. But it's a very, very good kit, that one you've got.
Well, I'm hoping to do it justice. The nice thing is about it, it's not that well known. You can kind of fudge some things, and people won't.
Something just got stuck in my mind. Is that Last Starfighter that you're mentioning there, Lou? Is that the same one as Simon Marks has right now?
No, he's building a larger one.
No, Lou, there isn't a large one. That is the larger one.
I don't think so. I think he's building a larger one than this.
What, bigger than that one?
I think so.
I thought that was the biggest one that they made so
No,
far.
I think there's a bigger one.
Well, all of you who are watching Simon Marks, look him up on YouTube.
Because I saw I was watching his because I was thinking he was building the same kit as I have, but his parts don't break down the same way. And I think if I was looking at it right, I was judging the size of it by a part he was handling, and I think his is bigger. I could be wrong, but I think his is a bigger scale.
In the video, he was talking about the little one versus the big one. He talked his client into getting the big one.
That's it, yeah.
Because I know there's yet a smaller one than this, and I think that's fantastic plastic.
Yeah, that's the 1444.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a bigger kit than that one you got there too.
148. That's the Monsters in Motion one.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking that that's the same one that Simon's building is the one for the Monsters in Motion kit.
Well, I wonder if the one Simon's building is the one that Ken did.
Could be.
I don't know.
You don't know Ken? You're not familiar with it?
No, the model. I'm not sure what model that one is built is, what size that is. But,
No, the one that I did is about 23 inches high, and I don't think Chris got it molded up yet for sale.
Uh-huh.
A big one, the 23 or 24 inches long, I think it is.
Well, if I know Simon, you'll have plenty of opportunity to find out because it'll take him a year and a half to build it.
Well, you know,
fairly
I
quickly
don't.
on it, so
I don't. Well, with he's proposing to do some lighting on it as an extra for his client.
Right.
But I don't. You know, now that you say that, I'm thinking, he'll probably take at least 9 months. And you know,
Yeah.
but there's a reason why he does. He's incredibly detailed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everything seems to be a process for him, and which in some regards it's interesting to watch and learn something from it. But what you learn from him, you learn to cut corners because he does get really, really involved in his builds. Needless to say, his last one, 440 days.
Yeah, that was a little, well, I'm not going to say.
It's a big project now, but it was a big project.
It's a very big project.
And he also had a medical condition that he took care of during that build too, so
Right.
not much. So it probably took him a year.
But he has great taste in masking.
Did you do the masking for that particular kit, by the way?
What's that?
Did you do the masking for that particular kit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, what we're talking about here is the DeBoer's Refit Enterprise from the movies.
Right.
And, of course, Lou here does masks for the kits. So you did a mask for that kit. How many kits are there out there for that?
I could say I have probably sold maybe 10, 15 of those. That and that's just the ones that those are the ones I personally sold masks for, because I do those up one at a time when they ask for them. They're not a mass-produced thing because it's such a niche kit.
Right. When you said 15, I thought that was a high number.
I don't know how many people have done it without those masks, but those are the ones I've done.
Okay. So in other words, the kit itself is a larger run than I'm thinking that it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, if I've done 10, 15, there's maybe 30 of those things floating around.
Huh.
Maybe more than that. I'm not ready to just figures. I know that Orbital Dry Docks also does some work for the Big Reliant, although I make a set for the Big Reliant as well.
Big Reliant? There's a Big Reliant kit too?
Yeah, there's a DeBoer's Reliant as well.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't Boyd do that one, or isn't he doing that one?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't sell to Boyd that I know of.
Speaking of which, I'm going to pull the dust off of this kit. This is it turns out, a very valuable kit.
Really?
Yeah, it's very hard to get hold of that one, Jack.
Yeah, on eBay it's going for a lot. eBay, you can't even find this on eBay.
No, I've looked, so I can't see that one. You might come across
kits.
Well,
we lost Jack again.
I'm sorry, are you there?
Yeah, you froze up on a second again.
Yeah, every time somebody pops in, I freeze up. But you can't find this on eBay at all. But
No.
you know, at the time, like about a year and a half ago, this went for a good penny. They ran out, and the original pop, which is all bad, it's a really bad kit, is now going for a good price, and they're increasingly getting very, very hard to find. So I hope to do justice to it once I go there.
The bid starts at.
Okay.
I was a bit. I got this one, and I got it because I just wanted to see what it was like. And as a kit, it's not bad. It's the smaller version of what you got, Jack.
Right. It's they just come out with that not too long ago.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'm going to light this up, but the thing I was annoyed at, you have to get these separately.
Yeah, Jamie, did they fix the decals in the kit?
How do you mean?
The horrible, horrible decals that came with the kit.
As far as I know,
no.
they haven't.
No, this is like the aftermarket part.
Right. But the decal sheet that came with the kit that had the markings on everything was absolutely horrible.
Hang on, we'll have a look.
It was out of register and too small and not complete.
Give me a second.
I went on quite a rant about that when I was building it.
You mean this
JD
one?
Graphics is supposed to be bringing out a set for it.
You mean this set?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're terrible.
That's a terrible set.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Why?
It's just a
They're
little
physically too small.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
They were physically too small, and technically they were out of register.
Yes, they are.
Out of
No,
break.
they haven't fixed it.
The white plate particularly is way out, and the pennants, particularly for the engines, was way too small.
Yeah.
And the red pinstriping was too small for
I
the
think that's
trenches.
one of the reasons why. I think that's one of the reasons why I've gone for that, because it has got the decals in, and I think they're more in size with them.
Yeah, they want to sell you the aftermarket or the secondary market or the supplemental
market.
I mean, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but there's the aftermarket part, right? And if you look at the actual decal, and then you compare them to what's in the kit.
How did we get on a Reliant?
Yeah, they're not exactly very good. But I think it's just a ploy just to get you to go out and buy these ones.
I agree.
All right, boys. Anything else?
Has anybody built a kit with the wallpaper decals a few years ago? And how well are those decals holding up these days?
Which decals?
Any kit that's done with what I call wallpaper decals, wall-to-wall decals. It could be the NX. It could be any of the refits. Anything that you've done that's had a huge amount of decals on it. I would like to know how those are holding up these days.
Pretty good. This is about a year old here.
Let me see. That's what I'm talking about, Jack. And that's holding up.
Finish on it. What's that?
You put a flat finish over it?
Yep. On the underside, I got it ruined on one part. You can see where, because I accidentally painted it and I wiped it off.
Oh,
Louis,
yeah.
do you mean in terms of changing color or actually just peeling off, or
A little bit of both.
right?
It looks like it's original. I mean, it was a very muted colored set of decals to begin with. But if you were to clear coat, and anything you clear coat is going to be pretty well preserved.
Right. I was wondering whether or not they're starting to yellow or anything.
No, I'm not seeing it just yet. It's like I said, about a year old, and I'm not sensing any yellowness on it.
What have you got there, Bob?
That's the D. That one's completely wallpaper.
Uh-huh.
And then here's the C.
But you know something, though, I will admit I did not use any microsol on this. The decals were pretty thin, pretty delicate. That was a challenge. But considering I don't believe you would need to have any, for this, anyway, this kit, any solvent to get them on there. It did a pretty good job on this. Would you agree there, Bob?
I use Solvaset on everything, but I had no problems with decals on any three of these, and they're not peeling up, and it's been about a year on these so far.
Right.
No.
Does that answer your question there?
Yeah, because I'm curious to see how well they're aging.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do.
Well, this thing is actually kicking around and not really on a stand or anything. So
it just looks just fine.
The RFID factor would be.
You know, when you put your decals on, and even when you put your major big pieces, like some people totally mask the 350 with the decals. What do you mainly use to make them look transparent so they're part of the model instead of looking like a decal?
Well, they're printed they're not printed real thick. They're translucent when they're printed. Don't they recommend you painting it like a white or a silver underneath and then putting the decals on top?
Yeah.
So the ink isn't solid, so that you're seeing through the ink to the ship.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
I will say
solid set
though
would melt
that
it right into the
Rebel,
paint almost.
I will say so though, Rebel sometimes has decals that are very thick, and these turned out pretty good. But I did use a microsol on applying these. And for those of you who don't know what microsol is, it's just a compound that a water-solvent compound that softens the decal so it goes around some unusual contours. So this is clear coated too, I believe. But I found these decals pretty thick to work with. But they
The
look
Tamiya
good.
ones are the worst. They're the thickest. They're like putting postage stamps on.
Right.
You could use those round 2 stickers.
Yeah, they're about the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had no problem with the wallpaper decals curling up or turning colors or anything.
That's good. And they have all the contours built into them when they are printed.
On the D, I sanded all the panel lines off of this one because they're so big. But on the C and the E, I didn't. Or C, it's just some solva set and
The big factor
right
there would
into
also be the type of light that's exposed to.
I thought the E kit had. What do you mean by contouring? I mean, was a decal too large to contour or small enough?
Well, I mean, did it have all the curves and everything built into the design so that when you went around the corner, it's still all the lines still matched up?
Oh yeah.
I don't recall any corners. You're describing like around edges and stuff. No, I don't recall any of that.
They're cut up in sections, Lou. Like on the top here, this is probably 4 or 5 pieces. Like 5 wedges, and then the inner ring is separate from the outer, and then they've got one to go around the edge, and on the bottom the same thing.
What about fitting over top of the phaser strips?
It's just fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I found that to be good.
Anywhere that I had, I just put them down and let them dry it, and hit them with the solva set, let that set, and then anywhere you find any bubbles, you go with the pin and pop them and hit them with the solva set again and settle it down, and you're going to lock them in tight.
But what I found interesting about that experience is that you kind of like had to give it as much time, if not a little more, for it to set before, like paint. Paint will cure to a point where you can handle it, although not completely cured. But decals, they have to completely cure before handling it.
Yeah, you got to let them dry.
Yeah.
You can speed that along a little bit by when I set up my water for decals. I'll actually put a couple drops of the solva set in my bowl of water.
Oh, really?
That seems to help.
That's interesting.
That will get kind of pre-softening as you get it on there.
Yeah, it's not enough to actually melt them down, but it seems to break the surface tension and kind of get some. It's almost like putting alcohol in your acrylic paint. It seems that they dry out and settle quicker.
Right. Interesting. Oh, wow, I learned something new today.
Yeah.
Alrighty, it's getting late, guys. We've already been on for an hour and 10 minutes at least. So thank you for all of you and sharing and joining us. And the community is vibrant because the Google Plus community, the Amazing Classic Google Plus community, is vibrant because you all have posted lots of things. Keep it up, and I am learning, and I'm sure you all are also enjoying it. And today, I'd like to thank Bob for sharing his expertise. Thanks, Bob, and we'll see you sometime soon. And James, sorry you. I don't know. Are you still with us? Are you awake?
I'm awake. I'm still here. Just sitting in the background.
Thanks. And he's our resident paper guy. He does paper builds. Looking forward to your next build there, James.
Will do. There'll be another one coming up pretty soon.
I'd be curious to get James's reaction to that paper falcon.
And Jamie, thank you for joining us, and Yeah, talking a lot. Only we tie one end to another. I mean, and sometimes being a host of a show, it's really hard to keep people talking, but I turn you on and you just keep going.
It's love, really.
From a host point of view, I appreciate because, I need some time to think about it, and you tie one end to the other very well. Thank you. And Ken, thanks for joining us. And you're building, like I said, your bash kits or your
Scratch build.
scratch builds look like kits. Yes.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And you know something, though, we'd like to sometime get some tutorial on putty work, because I've seen some of your putty work and it's actually very good. Do you use? We'll get into it later, but I'd like to talk to you about the seams and putties and all that sort of thing, all the different applications. That would be fun to learn about. And Liam, thanks for joining us.
Eventually.
Happy belated St. Patrick's Day, even though it's a bigger holiday here in the States than it is.
True, yes, thank you.
But I think the Irish caught up with the Americans. It's another day or another excuse to get drunk.
Yes, I was allowed beer.
No, the Irish needed an excuse to get drunk, so Americans do, I suppose. I don't know.
The reason. It's not an excuse. It's a reason.
It's a reason. Okay, it's a reason. Thanks, Lou, for joining us and showing what you have. And, of course, Heath out there, thanks for joining us, too. This is Scratch and Jack, your host for Amazing Plastics Across the Pond Hangout. Tomorrow we'll have the Sunday Hangout. See you in a couple of weeks. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.